person in this entire system manifestation. Amar Aziz, also senior core engineer for Raptor Eye, and Avas, he is the lead. Amar and actually Avas, they are the lead instrument in this entire venture. And Omar Ahmad is also part of Absolute Solutions, and he's right now sitting in Australia, heading the Australian chapter. So we have so many Umars here right now. So yeah. So with your permission, can I go ahead and start?
Yes.
Okay. Amar and Avas, please, over to you guys. Just a small update. Tomorrow we have a demo with NTP, and Mr. Musa Lunezi will be with us, inshallah, in this thing. The purpose of today's meeting is to give a roundup to Mr. Ayman as well as Mr. Musa Lunezi about this entire product, how it can work, what are the different features that it has, what are the different features we are going to bring it in, right, and how this product is evolving. But for sure, I mean, we need clients for this product, and right now it's running in quite a few good places. I've already shared. One is, mashallah, in Pakistan Air Force, also at, some other good names like one of the war colleges in USA. So, yeah, in Saudi Arabia, we are going to have it, with the United Motor, with the, inshallah, with the Tamimi, with McDonald's, as well as with NTP, inshallah. So, looking forward, inshallah. So, over to you, Awais.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Danish, can you show us the screen?
Yes,
Thank you.
sure.
So basically, I'm Amar. Basically, we will start with the very small presentation. We will just quick view for the main features that Raptor Eye has. The next screen, Danish. When we talk about the main features and the core capabilities of the Raptor Eye, the comprehensive it's a comprehensive SIEM solution for you can say that the very importantly for the threat intelligence, intrusion and vulnerability detection in the deployed network, and for the secure monitoring of the assets, and the incident response, file integrity monitoring, and the regulatory compliance that contains for the renowned international standards. When we talk about for the financial PCI DSS, for the health HIPAA, for the NIST and GDPR. That's all for the comprehensively and cater all the information securely on the entire across the network. And it can efficiently guard the assets and network from the various high attack vectors. There are numerous of the attack vectors, but we have listed here the most importantly and the most that variously that basically that very in common attack vectors are there. DOS attacks and for the remote desktop, brute force attacks on the remote machines, and the malicious hiding processes exposed by the Raptor Eye for the detection of the file system changes in the assets across the network. It can keep and watch an eye on the malicious command execution across the end nodes that does detection by the Raptor Eye, and catch suspicious network traffic very efficiently, track down the vulnerable applications, and give the alerts on the dashboards, and simultaneously give the alerts on the email as well. And last but not the least, it's also detect efficiently the SQL injection attack in the database in the network. So when you talk about the system contains its agent and agent base and agentless, and obviously the main the whole core of the Raptor Eye is the Raptor Eye SIEM manager. The Raptor Eye, when we talk about the Raptor Eye SIEM agent, the Raptor Eye SIEM agents, it can easily and successfully installed on the Linux and Windows operating systems, and it can deploy it on the laptop, desktops, on the servers, on the virtual machines. When we talk about the end nodes, It also provides the threat prevention, detection, and response capabilities. It also used to collect the different types of system and application data, and it forwards to the Raptor Eye manager securely. When we talk about the network components, then the Raptor has a capability of to monitor the network components, which include the switches, routers, and when the security components, the firewalls, the IDS and IPS, it can goes with the scene agentless monitoring. So, and our basically the main and the very important point which I want to highlight here is that our team has a very great capability to develop the rules and for any vendor network devices. You can name any of that. So basically, we can monitor agentlessly on that particular network component, and we can fetch that logs to our manager securely. And that logs you can we can get the alerts from that logs as well, and we can gather the normalized logs and events. We can manage to develop the dashboards and alerts, and we can also have the capability to give the alerts on the dashboards and the real time, and gives the email of those alerts as well. So in the last, we have the Raptor IC manager. Is basically, you can say that is comprehensively managing the assets across the network, and it charge of analyzing the pertinent data received from the agents across the network. The Raptor Eye Manager user interface includes a smart and attractive out-of-the-box dashboards for the regulatory compliance that I have said earlier, that the PCI DSS, GDPR, etc. And it can also detect the vulnerable applications, file integrity monitoring, configuration assessment, security events, and generating the alerts on receiving the threats across the network. So basically, it was just a brief introduction about the product that we have. We can easily deploy the for the POC in your network as well. For that reason, we just need the Danish, next slide, kindly. For the proof of concept, we just need these kind of limited resources, and we can deploy in your network, and we can hand over you the Raptor Eye scene agent with the scene manager, and it can monitor the agent based and agentless monitoring in your network. So it was just basically introduction about the product. So Danish, I mean, ask you to just to proceed with the dashboards, the running dashboards and the live attacks that we are gathering on the dashboard. You may proceed.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay. First we have a agents overview
Danish,
in which
change your screen.
oh sure. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, take your time.
Is my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. Okay. First we have a agents overview in which it will show us the total agents, active agents, and disconnected agents. And here is the detail of the agents, agent ID, agent name, and the IP address of the agent, and its status. It's active or disconnected. Next, we have a security events in which in our complete infrastructure, uh, all kind of events, security events will be appeared here. If I can show you. Okay. Or next, we can select agent. We can specifically select agent, select event level, or select MITRE technique. Raptor Eyes is integrated with the MITRE framework. So we can select MITRE technique like initial access, lateral movement, persistent, and privileges escalation. Okay. Here are the total events occurred in our agents, and with high severity attacks level 12 or 15 above And here are the authentication success and authentication failed in the agent. Okay. It can detect any kind of integrity or registry changes in the agents, and a root check uh, which is running on the kernel level, and it's a new feature uh, which can monitor the memory metrics, disk metrics, and load metrics in the defined parameters.
So if you see, gentlemen, all of these types of attacks are coming from live agents. Basically, we have put the Raptor Eye, and there are not artificial, real-time agents which are associated with it, and there are sources from where the attacks are happening. Okay, and all types of attacks which are there, including MITRE attack, DDoS attack, SQL injection, brute force. What else are there?
Initial access.
Yeah.
So how about,
these-
guys, sorry to interrupt. How about ransomware?
yes, ransomware also is there. We are going to show you right now live attack.
And these are within the network, right?
Danish, can you answer please this question?
Yes, these are the over defined private network, which I can show you. This is the Proxmox environment in which our agents are deployed, and these are attacks, and these logs are collected by these endpoints.
So this is an agent-based scenario. We have
Yes,
agent-less scenario also.
Yes,
agentless.
agent based and agentless.
Yes,
So in
agentless.
a, so for example, in a network where you have, say, hundreds of machines, like more than 1,000 machines, in that network, obviously agent-based is not something that we want to do. So if it's an agentless deployment and something from one of your servers sits on the inside of the network, so we can have the same.
No, I would like to give the answer, Tahir sir. The main thing is the main difference between the agent-based and agentless is that the agents are deployed on your end nodes. You can say, you can name any end nodes like your operating system, Windows operating system, Linux operating system, your could be a desktop, your servers. So the Raptor agent will install on these end nodes and keep on monitoring and sending these all the events and alerts to the Raptor manager securely. When we talk about the agentless monitoring is come to the network components. There are two types of network components. For network components, we can say that we have the routers, switches, and the security network components. You can say that the firewall, the new generation firewalls, then we have IDS and IPS. On these security network components and network components, the Raptor agent will not install there. So the thing we did there is basically we will basically make the change the settings and make the configuration changes in the basically when you talk about the network components is that we apply the changings in the Raptor changes in the what we say about the firewall and gives the changes in the Raptor manager. But the main and core hard thing is that we develop the rules and decoder for that particular network component. If we can talk about for the Juniper, for the Sophos, for the Cisco, for the Meraki, you can name any of the network component. So whenever the rules and decoder match to that alert match to the our rules, then give that alerts on the Raptor dashboard. So this is the basic you when you talk about the agent based and agentless difference.
So in terms in the case of ordinary PCs, but lots of PCs, several hundreds of PCs, so we can talk about an agentless environment.
No, let's say you can say about the 500 number of PCs are there. We have already deployed this in the university at the in USA. Mr. Faisal already told you that. In that basically we have deployed on the that server side at Active Directory. There were I would talk about the 50 Active Directories and different database servers were there, and all were the agent based monitoring was there, and there were 12 switches were there, and 6 firewalls. So basically 12 and 6, 18 were the agentless monitoring. You can say about 500 network deployed.
So Amar, sorry to cut you. I got you. I got your
Yeah.
answer. No issue.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically now I'll put a use case for you. Like for example, if you have a 500 plus PC plus network, right? And then say assuming that you have Active Directory and assuming that the Active Directory is not having high security but moderate security, and there is a ransomware attack, and it is affecting several hundreds of machines at the same time. So how and what can we do from Raptor Eye to either curb the attack or at least detect it in time so we could like do something else?
Yes, basically for this your specifically your use case, the Raptor Eye has a feature of the file integrity monitoring. The ransomware attack, what does it do? It it changes the file integrity.
Yeah.
So the Raptor Eye has a very extensive feature of the file integrity monitoring. So when you configure the end nodes, when we configure the especially the databases and the servers, we specify the administrator specify the different and very important the file locations and the folder locations of the servers. So what does the Raptor Eye do is to just keep monitoring and the keep looking of the that particular files in the server. So the ransomware attack is very efficiently, cater this type of attack, and it always, when comply
So
with
say
the file integrity monitoring, it always uses the hashes of the folders of the
okay,
monitoring
so
folder
say
in the system.
so let's assume that Raptor Eye detected an attack and the attack is in progress currently. So then what the Raptor Eye agent sitting on that PC will be able to stop that file modification or no?
Uh, Whenever the particular attack or the rules matches and the alerts generated on the Raptor Eye, it will it will definitely give the action and takes the action according
See,
to
there
that,
are
and
various ways. Let
separate
me just, yeah, there are
separate
various ways.
that particular
If
end
it's
node
from
from the network.
outside, hang on, Amar. If it's coming from outside, the firewall would take the action. I mean,
No, no,
Raptor
Faisal,
Eye would,
I'm not
and
talking
if
about
it's,
outside.
yeah,
Look,
and if it's inside, if it's inside,
generally, how the attack happens is that, one of the PCs is compromised way before time. So
Mhm.
what happens is the attacker who is in continuous touch with that PC will plant some piece of software or piece of code inside that PC because the attacker has access to that PC. And then at a later time, the attacker will do different types of things, like it will do some surveillance, it will try to find more machines, it will try to find some certain type of database files or valuable files, which could give the attacker some commercial advantage. So when that thing is done, at some point in time, he will pull the string or he will push the button and send an attack. So at that time, what happens is the compromised PC, which is within the network, becomes your target, becomes the attack source. So then the attack source is within the network. Firewall is out of picture. Firewall
this
was
is what you're saying.
penetrated long
WhatsApp,
time back.
yeah, I understand, but at that time, the endpoint which is there would be activated by Raptor Eye because we are in constant touch with that, with the endpoint, with the firewall. For inside, it's the endpoint protection. For outside, it's the firewall. But once it's inside, the endpoint will be instigated, would be notified, and he would immediately quarantine that particular PC from the network and create a log. This is the feature of SOR, SORE, SOR, and we're going to show you right now. If you just give us another 2 minutes, this feature will come. Danish, can you please take it up from there? Show us this ransomware attack, please. Sir, this is the answer for your question. Yes, Danish, are you with us?
Yes, yes, I am sharing. Just give me 1 minute.
Uh, uh, Ali, and I want to say, if you can show us the live attacks, from where it is being done, from the
Yeah,
sources on the console.
that will be great.
Yeah. So this is the live attack source. We're going to show you the whole environment, how the attacks are being done, and how those logs are being read by Raptor Eye. And then, the next phase is to communicate it to the endpoint, and they can quarantine it. But the quarantine part is not there, but the whole process is available. We'll show you right away.
Before go to attacks, I can show you some things. These are the features like authentication failure, threat intelligence, and integrity monitoring, regulatory compliance and configuration assessment, and also Raptor Eye is integrated with the virus total. If there is any malicious file in our agents, it will detect and it will remove the malicious file. It will show us any changes in the agents. It can be in download in the root directory or in the any directory changes. Here is the live. I just recently tagged this launch, in which here I can show you a file full logs. In the root downloads temp directory real time, it is active actively deleted the malicious file because it is integrated with the virus total. And if we talk about the lateral movements or privileges escalation, then events one two.
So here, gentlemen, can you look at this stat? You have the filter of agents at the top of dashboard, and when you just filter out the agents from the above and filter out the rule level, the miter technique, and the event, then the whole of the dashboard will be reflected with respect to that agent. Okay, one thing. And second thing, which I was just listening and trying to just raise my hand to answer that, but team was very you can say involved to answer that, and they have answered you around about everything correct. Just adding something to it, like in the live environment where we have 500 to 600 endpoints there, if these all endpoints are connected to the AD, a single active directory, then you can just push the agents using the active directory to all of your endpoints, right? So this was the answer to your I think uh, the basically question which was asked previously. And now the next thing which Ali is demonstrating you is with respect to the file integrity monitoring. He has already explained you everything, that whenever there is a change in the file, there is a creation, there is the deletion, there is the modification in the file, then it just you can say sees that if that change just the scenario, it takes a file A and that if in the next minute, if the hash is changed, then it marked as this file has been changed. And now, if you just integrate it with respect to the any of the threat intelligence platform, then it sends the hashes to the that platform, and in response, the malicious or non malicious is marked, and when it's a malicious, you can say, then you can just try to hit your use case that either to block it or either to look at it by your own self. So that's the case, I think.
Ali was showing us
Okay.
the antivirus, and in that antivirus, he instructed the antivirus, and the antivirus, which is virus, which one is it, Ali?
Virus total.
Virus
Virus-
total. So where virus total is an endpoint which has actually blocked that user, which was generating those, malicious logs. So if you see here,
So virus total is what?
it's an
Is your-
antivirus or endpoint.
Let
Virus
me
total-
let me add virus total is a threat intelligence platform which actively looks at the hashes of the files, that either it's if the hash is malicious or hash is benign, right?
Yeah, and the instructions are given by, Raptor Eye for this purpose. So that was the file integrity. Ali, can you show us now the next attack and the
Okay. So okay. If somehow the attacker compromise one endpoint, it will use some techniques to network discovery and to run add some files, deletion of files, and privileges escalation. Then and any configuration changes. Here is the log of if he used to escalate the privileges, then it will generate an alert. First time user executed the sudo command, and here is the complete rule descriptions of the log. Successfully sudo root to executed, and its MITRE technique is privileges escalation and defense evasion. It is integrated with the MITRE framework and virus total. And before it will affect some other agents, we can detect before it attacks some other networks or agents.
So this
Here
is the
I can
answer of your question, Mr.
Here I
Ayman
can
Bhatt.
show you the virus total. I download it checks the hashes of the file. Virus total detected its hashes, which is malicious, and its downloads in the root downloads, and here is the name of the file, which is malicious, and it's actively detect and remove this file. And next if we talk about the SQL injection attack, here is the URL, is source IP and the agent IP. It will show us the source IP. We can actively block this IP, and here is the command executed by the adversary. And Raptor Eye will detect the Raptor Eye detected SQL injection. It can web attack, access, logs, and SQL injection. And in the MITRE framework, adversary used SQL injection for initial access. Next, we have a shell shock attack, which is also a high severity. Here, if I can show you how can it is dangerous for the shell shock attack. Uh, the adversary gets the etc password file in which etc shadow or etc password, where all the passwords and username of the uh, Linux or Linux based operating system stored. It will actively detect it, or it's a high severity which is 15, and it is also used with MITRE technique, privileges escalation, initial access, and so here are the agents. Okay, if I talk about the ransomware, if one
Okay,
endpoint is affected.
I have a I have an innocent question. Now the
Yeah, yeah.
logs that you were showing me. So do you expect the level of understanding of the operator of this solution to understand these logs and see what attack has happened and what has it done? Or do you have a simple XML view where you could show the results?
Yes, we have. Basically, let me answer this question, Ali. So,
Sure.
we have shown you a thing which is MITRE ATT&CK framework, right? So, MITRE ATT&CK framework is globally recognized by the every of the, you can say, security standards. And what we are doing is we are just correlating the logs, and when the rules are, you can say, hitted, or rules are matched, then it maps the fields of the logs to the MITRE ATT&CK framework. That, let's say, if there are 3 to 5 consecutive login attempts, but they were unsuccessful, then it will be categorized into the MITRE ATT&CK framework, which is the brute force, right? It will categorize it as the brute force. So the MITRE ATT&CK framework is being integrated in the Raptor Eye, right?
Got it. Very nice. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
actually in the beginning where there is a little training required for sure. I mean, those attacks, how to mitigate them, how to see their things, it involves a little bit of the training. But once they would start seeing those things, they all they have to do is just open the attacks, and see the affected one, the sources. It's going to be a little bit of the fun to drive thing. But yeah, in the beginning, they have to understand the basic structure, how the MITRE framework is going to address those logs. But actually, this is how the seam thing works. Yeah, please, Ari, go ahead. Next one.
Yeah, thanks. So guys, tell me one thing. This software is certified? Or did it certify? Did you get certification for it?
We are in the phase of certification actually, and this is going to be the first and the foremost important thing, which we are actually keeping it in consideration, and it has to be
What
certified.
type of certification are you trying to
We're,
acquire?
I think the most important one is the cybersecurity, commissions, and also there is Ministry of Communication certification here in Saudi Arabia. That needs to be accredited. We're working on that one as well
So what's
for
the
Saudi
time
Arabia.
frame? What's the time frame to, like, for example, 6 months or less?
I think it should be before, inshallah, 3 months.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Faisal.
Basically, the idea of this, I mean, let me just make it very clear. This is a fork of Wazoo, right? We took that open source framework, started developing all those tools, decoders, all those frameworks, MITRE ATT&CK, these one on top of it. It took us almost 1.5 to 2 years to build this one. Then we built the features of SOAR in it, right? And using our programming capabilities of Java and Python, we built those KPIs and dashboards. The next feature that we are going to bring it in are about checking if your IP cameras, your IP telephone, your IP, building IP management system, are they secure? Or can a hacker within the network mask himself with that IP, gets into your network, destroys everything? Is there anything within the network which is checking its abnormal behavior of that particular IP? Now, this is our next destiny, which we are working at. So, but before that is the feature of SOAR. And before that, let me just, allow me to, ask the guys to complete the other remaining attacks. For example, now they were jumping on the ransomware, and they're going to show you how that attack is being checked. Yes, team, Ali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
Faisal, if I can just a simple question. Now, this Raptor Eye, is it like registered or kind of known to other companies that this is a security product? Is there any registration for it, like by any entity other than Saudi?
Sir, actually, honestly speaking, we just got it rolled out as initially it was taken up as a project. I mean, we built it, we offered it to one of the war colleges in USA, right? They did a product which is 100% unknown and not familiar to the world. So we built that one for them, and now we are in the phase of registering. We are in the phase of taking it to the private clients who are looking for a top of the line, good quality, cost effective solution. Okay, when we say cost effective solution, it means
Actually, not about cost, because this is يعني very
sensitive. Yeah.
sensitive area,
Yeah.
and the registration for it need to be recognized by some entity in order for the others to know that this is addressing some kind of intrusion on some level or whatever. If it is not, at least a country would adopt it to be a national product of country X, which will be then recognized that this is the product of that country. And then, because this is like weapons, it's not really only software or detection.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
right.
why they call it cyber warfare. You are
Yeah.
right. These are weapons, really.
These are weapons, exactly. So, I mean, initially, yes, we are in the phase of getting it registered, especially in Saudi Arabia, so that it would have, and it is being registered by obviously a Saudi company. So we would have a very good chance to probe this product as a Saudi product as well. Although the development is done outside, but it is being launched, by a Saudi company. So I can say that this product, and I mean, the most important point which I'm going to raise and which I'm going to take your excitement, that we as Raptor Eye manifestors, we are going to, for example, take all the sources of our client. For example, with Tamimi, Mr. Eman, we'll ask him all the things which are running on his network, IP based. We will create specialized rules and decoders, right, which will take the logs for his all the sources which are linked with his network. Having said that, it means that specialized decoders will be created. For example, if he is running Suricata, or if he's running, for example, any other unknown brand or something, specialized decoders will be created, and our Raptor Eye will take logs from it on the syslog platform, and make it available to the top managers. Other companies in the world, the big names, they do it generically, they do it superficially. So which means that those logs are collected from, for example, FortiGate and so forth, but not from WatchGuard. Now, what about WatchGuard? Logs from WatchGuard are not coming to the network, to the administrator. But since they are using some big name, and the big name will not create the rules and decoders for WatchGuard, now they will be compromised. What we will do is that we would take all the sources like we are doing for United Motor. We are taking all their sources. We will create rules and decoders for each and every known vendor or unknown vendor and show them the logs so that their security is not compromised. If they're using Sophos, we'll create the logs for Sophos. If they're using FortiGate, we'll create so FortiGate's logs are available. They give, easily you can integrate it. But any firewall or any endpoint or any other IP-based system which is there on the network, right, which is unknown, these big names, our competitors, they would never create personalized decoders, but we will do it. This is what makes us different and makes us more flexible and project and client centric comparing to our competitors. That's one of the salient or key features, which is our flagship point of selling or pitching into Saudi market, that they need some dedicated service provider who can create logs, decoders for them. You got my point, sir, Mr. Musa?
Yeah, I can understand that, but as I'm telling you that without a legal certification, you can't approach anybody. And like if you go now in the street and you show some kind of an attitude different from regular pedestrian who is walking in that street, then you will be odd, and then everything will become suspicious about you, and you will be investigated. This is what we are trying to say here, that any product you want to try in your network or have to have some recognition, or like I'm buying a firewall, then I'm buying it from Palo Alto or from Fortinet or Cisco or whatever. But your security product now is without a name. It's just a development. No boundaries for the service itself. It could be log checking or could be malicious. Nobody knows.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It needs to be certified. I agree with you 100%.
Faisal, don't want to take any credit. I think this is a great product. Really, it gives you one console access into everything that's going on in your network. And I think every network bigger than 200 machines requires this product, such a product. However, then again, the point is, these are weapons. So we really need to be sure that, when we go to purchasing, we need to have a product that is certified and we can safely deploy it in the network. Because a lot is there to lose. In case if something misses and really ransomware does hit, then a lot is here to lose. A lot is at stake for us or for any customer.
Yeah, you're right. That's the reason why we don't take it as a product. We will take it as a project. It's like, a kind of a pure project-based thing in which we would do a consulting and use a kind of a superficial product along with consulting, along with development. So it will be a slow process of getting a registered, accredited, verified thing, which is a genuine point raised by Engineer Musa. We certainly need to start working on it. However, meanwhile, we can do, those vanilla or, implementations in which we don't bring it as a SIEM solution, rather as a project-based thing in which we take the requirements of a client, build a kind of a system for his requirement, and show it to them not as a security product, but as a kind of a consulting, project. Okay. And meanwhile, we get it accredited, verified, and certified. This is the idea. With your permission, can I just go ahead and ask the team to show that ransomware attack first, which was there, and then the quarantine part.
Sure.
Ali?
Yes, sir. Just give me 1 minute. I'm checking.
Yes, Ali, please go ahead. I think he just got, he's reconnecting, I think.
Yeah, he's connecting.
Sir, basically, I just received a message from Ali that there is electricity breakdown at his area. Since, in Pakistan, we have some of the electricity downfalls. So how can we
Yes, sir.
proceed now?
Yeah,
Since all
you
the
can show directly.
all
You
the
can
access,
directly.
No issue,
all the
man.
access
At least
resides
I'm
on
aware
Ali.
of it. I don't mind even. Just show us what you can. No issue. No
Uh,
taken, man.
actually, sir, all access resides on the Ali's basically on laptop.
No, it's
Since it is
show them on the cloud, which is in USA.
show them on the cloud. Let me try, sir, but
Faisal, another point. Only if you supported the right party, we would have electricity in Pakistan. See, you're supporting the wrong guys. That's why we have this situation now. I don't see you can sell this software like that unless you support the right party.
Yeah, we Mr. Musa, Mr. Ayman Butt is a big fan of Imran Khan. Most of the people in this group, they are big fan of Imran Khan.
Everybody,
That's why...
every 10 people out of 10, sir, 9 are supporting the right party. One, like Mr. Faisal, always supporting the wrong party. So we have now a big problem because of this.
No, it will be good. It will be fixed. Don't worry. See, 9 people are connected now. There are some people from Australia, from Pakistan, from Saudi Arabia. They are connected. If one is not connected, no problem. One is.
I think, Vessel, this is a generation gap issue. Maybe you are from the old generation.
Yes, I can. I can see that.
You know, young people are all having the same problems and supporting the same people.
Mhm. Avas, can you please start now?
So just give me a minute. I'm trying to log in. Wait.
Okay, that's good news.
Yes, he is trying to reconnect. Just give us a while. Thank you.
Meanwhile, if you can, Umar, can you show us the website that we have built? Umar, please show us the Raptor Eye website and the links and KPIs there.
Okay. Let me just open the website first. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Now this is the website of the Raptor Eye scene. As you can see that it shows that Raptor Eye boosts the performance of your security operations team with Raptor Eye scene, security information and event management solution, a robust team that can provide your organization with real-time threat detection and network monitoring. Now, what do we offer here? We have detection, analysis, and response of threats in real time in a complete SIEM solution. And our solution decreases security exposure by identifying threats in real time using strong and flexible SIEM analytics. It raises your profile and aids in incorporating nodes into your current ecosystem. And most importantly, automatic reaction boosts operational efficiency and frees up network analyst time. So, what does it do? It detects threats. It has a reporting and dashboard. It checks file integrity. It has the SOAR feature. That is, Raptor Eye SOAR is a combination of software programs and tools that allow organizations to synthesize and automate security operations, threat intelligence, and incident response in a single platform. Now, how does it work? As I told you before, it basically collects the metadata and normalization. It analyzes, combines, and correlates metadata, and it profile behavior and threat detection. That's what it do. Mr. Ali Danish has also joined. So should we
Yes, please
continue?
go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah, please, no, please give it to them so that. But I mean, just click on the KPIs here so that I mean the users can know
Okay.
that they can have this kind of KPIs through the website.
Okay.
So these are the list of all the KPIs: authentication, multi-tenancy, traffic analysis, threat intelligence, integrity monitoring, regulatory compliance, configuration assessment, malware attack, audit scanning, database event. In one console, the people can check this one. Umar, can you click on any one of them? For example, threat intelligence.
Okay. So here we have threat intelligence. So threat
And if you
intelligence
come down,
information.
if you can come down.
Okay.
No, I want to see the KPIs actually.
I've clicked on the threat intelligence, and that's how Raptor High helps in threat intelligence here. It's tailored to meet the.
There are videos and there are, for example, the KPIs here.
Okay, let me click on that again.
I think it's in traffic analysis.
Okay, let me open. Okay, let me open that.
Yeah, these are for everything. There are different KPIs actually.
And
The threat
who writes these KPIs? They are downloaded from somewhere.
So these are the statistical one, but the real one is being shown now. Umar, can you ask Ali to start this one?
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Ali.
Ali, are you there?
Yes, I'm. My
Please.
internet just disconnected. So,
Okay.
okay, KPIs.
Yeah, first
My
start with
screen is
the yes. Please start with
authentication.
the one which we were talking about, the ransomware attack. From there, we'll take it up.
In the market, there are different kinds of ransomware. Currently, we are working on the Black Cat ransomware or Venom Rat or these kinds of ransomware. Uh, Faisal sir, we are working on the rules and decoder for the different kinds of ransomware. So currently,
Okay.
I'm not able to show real-time ransomware, but okay. Let me start. Uh, KPIs in the authentication. We can select agents or select authentication type. Okay, let me show you one interesting thing. Real-time attack, which is generated on the SSH. It will show us the geolocation of the and other things. Okay, failed password from root, the source IP on the port SSH, and here is the source IP, and geolocation country name is United States, and the city name is Los Angeles, and here are the coordinates of location of the source IP, and the region name is California. These are the real-time attacks which is generated on the our server, and it's a credential access, lateral movement, or password guessing rule MITRE technique framework. Uh, it can show you how many authentication failure and how many authentication success in the agent, and in the threat intelligence, it is the virus total integration, and if any malicious file uh, downloaded or added in the root or any download folder or any folder of the VM, it will actively detect and remove this file. And here is the hashes of the file which is detected by virus total, and here is the path where the file is downloaded in the agent, and virus total detected this file and remove it. These are the hashes of the file, MD5 hashes, and MITRE framework technique number is there. Okay, next we have integrity monitoring. In the integrity monitoring, if any changes in the file modification and addition, it will, and any changes in the registry or checksum changes, it will detect it here. Let me show you here. Root in VM modified, more real time, size, and its hashes. It's complete detail the changes in the root directory of the theme. If any kind of changes in the uh, directory, it will show us, and if any adversary when compromise the endpoint, it will perform some modification, addition, or some kind of these things before it will generate an high severity attack. Before high severity, we can detect it, and we can remediate before it affect our entire infrastructure.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
then
a
we have
second. Just a second. Just go back, please. Ali.
Yes, Ali, can you hear us?
Can you go on integrity monitoring, please? I think he just got disconnected. Avas, can you take it up from here real quick?
Avas, you need to take over as Ali has got disconnected. Avas, do you copy?
Yes, I'm here.
We are here.
Okay, okay.
Okay, wait. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, guide me from where you were
Yeah.
referencing.
From the integrity monitoring,
Yeah.
Okay.
just want to see there are, it creates from here. So you can select agent, select event level, select MITRE techniques, select event as well. Now, if you see this one, this is the way you can reach to a particular event or a threat that has been mitigated, and you can reach to a granular level by selecting the agent. You'll see all the agents. You can see all the activities which are happening. If, for example, one of the agent is, you can do it automatically, or you can even do actions or corrective maintenance, uh, you know, uh, manually as well as automatically here. I mean, from here you can select an agent. Can you select any agent, Wes, please? Yeah, and if we could please. Yeah, and then if you can select any particular event. And then if you can select the MITRE techniques. So this is the way you can see any kind of graphs, any kind of, events and their severity, assign it to any administrator, do corrective preventive measures. If you want to quarantine, you can even do, any activity here. Okay. Please go ahead to the next one. Regulatory compliance, please. Yes, please, Wes.
Yeah, so here you can see we have the regulatory compliance in the information security field. One is the payment card industry, one is the NIST, and the other one is the HIPAA and the GDPR. HIPAA is related to the hospital management, and you can say the patient management, that the patient records cannot be broadcasted. NIST is basically a general standard which includes some ethical ways of how can you store the data. PCI DSS is basically handling the servers which are handling the payment gateways. This standard is applicable on that server, and GDPR is the general data public regulation that which includes rights to be forgotten and other points as well. So if you have a compliance requirement, then Raptor Eye can assure you that the agent which will be installed, which will be installed on your endpoint, and if your endpoint is very much sensitive with respect to the PCI DSS or NIST or HIPAA or GDPR, then you can get the compliance statistics from that agent also using the Raptor Eye, right? This is the whole scenario. So if you can see here, there are multiple things, and you can see
the top agents, the top requirements. Now, these requirements 10.6.1, 10.2.7, and other things, these are related to the PCI DSS. Since we can see that whenever there is an HIDS and the person who is relevant and who is maintaining the PCI DSS compliance standards, then this information is so much knowledgeable for that kind of person. And if we see the last one, the statistics. So this is the overall thing that this was the rule description, Windows user log off, and this was the point, rule number 10.2.5. Rule number 10.2.5, let me just show you. PCI DSS. So here you can see in the 10, basically 10.2.5, use and modification of identification and authentication mechanism or changes addition. The PCI requirement says whenever there is authentication or identification changes, then this point may hit, right? So you can see whenever a user is logged off, then this kind of PCI point is being triggered, right? Or whenever the user is logged on, it is related to the identification and the authentication, then the same point just arises, 10.2.5. And also with respect to other points, if the district keys are changed, then the 11.5 point will occur. So it will be just helpful for the subject matter expert who is dealing with the PCI DSS, right?
I would like to add something that Mr. Musa Lunezi is the master and the pundit for HIPAA compliant environments. His whole life has been associated with the medical industry, with the vertical of health industry. Sorry. So I mean, if we can speak more on the HIPAA, that would be.
Yes, we can speak. Yes, we can speak. So with respect to HIPAA, we also have some of the requirements that should be met, right? So like 164.312, let's see its description, right? So 164.312, when user was logged off. When user was logged in, then again this requirement, since I believe this requirement deals